Happy Sunday morning, boys and girls. It's your old pal, Andy France, the grand poobah of all things Judson Sunday School. Welcome to another episode of Virtual Judson Sunday School, and Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you, Mom. I made this for my mom. It has some of the reasons why I love her. This flower has X's and O's. This one says, I love my mom because she never lets me down. This one says, I love my mom because she gives me hugs and kisses.
I love your curls in your hair. I also love the star on your chin. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day!
Hi, this Mother's Day shout out goes to Allison Squires, who has been a fabulous mother figure to me over the last 3 years. I'm currently in her house, eating her food for free, and I love it here. And I'm stuck here forever, and she's stuck with me. So thank you for all you do for me. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama. I love you and I want to dance for you. That's my grandpa clapping. Did you like the dance, Mama?
I love it.
I wish I could give you lots of kisses and lots of hugs. I wish I could give you many cards as I can, but then I would be too tired. I love you, Mama.
I love you too, and thanks to you, it's Happy Mother's Day for me. Love you.
Bye, everybody. I love you guys, and I miss you.
I love you so much, Mom. You are an amazing mom. You're very kind and forgiving. I love you so much. You light up my day with happiness. You are very kind and always know what to do whenever I make a mistake. I love you so much. Where I'm from. I am from my mother's heart, from my grandpa's hugs, and from my grandma's kisses. I am from strawberries that I eat softly, balanced on the palm of my hand. From a hummingbird's mouth. I am from fireworks that explode like flowers in the sky. I am from shooting stars in the night. Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
My mother is like a blooming flower. She is beautiful and sweet. My mother is like a sweet lollipop.
Thank you so much. At Judson Sunday School, we are so blessed to have such rich diversity in the makeup of our families. And so today we honor all our parents, particularly our moms, but also our dads as well. And we say congratulations to you all. And I don't want to be absent of saying Happy Mother's Day to my own dear sweet mother, hanging out these days down in Waynesville, North Carolina. Or as they might say down there, I'm not sure, Waynesville, North Carolina. Carolyn France, my mother, Happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. So, later this morning, I am going to read a children's book entitled, I Love You, Stinky Face. Stinky Face is a term of endearment, hopefully. What is a term of endearment? Well, it is essentially a pet name, a nickname given to you by your parents because they are plumb nuts about you. You see, before you were born, your parents spent months and months and months searching for the perfect name just for you. They read baby name books by the score. They researched the etymology or origin of certain names just to make sure that the name they chose for you didn't actually mean child who is dumber than dirt. They were careful to avoid the names of hussies and mass murderers, which is why none of you are named Jezebel or Adolf. They thought about naming you after your great-grandmother Minnie, but then they decided the burden of your being named or associated with a mouse would be just too great over the course of your lifetime. They did their best to avoid stupid rhymes, which is why my mother went with Andrew France and not Chance France, Lance France, or Vance France. And Mom, thank you for that. Your parents thought and thought and thought about your name. They argued with each other over it. They had to listen to their countless friends with their ridiculous suggestions. Hey, your last name is Mark, right? Why not name the baby Onier? Get it? On your mark? So, at last, after all that blood and sweat and tears, your parents finally arrived at the perfect name. We shall call the baby Winston, which is an old Anglo-Saxon name translating joy, and because that was the name of his grandfather, who was named after Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England during World War II. And so baby Winston was born. And what happened? The first time baby Winston pooped, his parents looked at it and thought it was the cutest thing they had ever seen. And from that moment on, the baby was known as Winnie the Poop, a term of endearment. The only time he's ever called Winston is when he's in trouble. Now, you cannot blame your parents. They have the best of intentions when they chose your name. But then you were born. They took one look at you. They couldn't believe you were their child. All that baby name research went out the window, and their brains turned to mush. They said, "Doesn't she look just like a little peanut? A sweet little peanut." And from that moment on, you were known as Sweet Pea, or perhaps Snookums, or Monkey Face, or Cheese Weasel, or Pookie, or Puddin', or Pumpkin Pie, Pumpkin Head, Pumpkin Butter, or even Pumpkin Butt. By any chance, do your parents call you Biscuit, or Bappa, or Mimi, or Schmoogans, Choo Choo, Mon Amour, or, let me find this one, Boushala. Perhaps they call you Goose, or Minnow, or Muffin, or Pod, or Bean, Bird, Bee, Beetle, Boo, Boo-Boo, Bug, Ladybug, Love Bug, Bunny, Cuddle Bunny, Snuggle Bunny, Doodle, Noodle, Poodle, or even Strudel. Your parents love you so much, they might call you Honey, Honey Pie, Sugar Bear, Sugar Booger, Sugar Plum, or even Sugar Plum Fairy. Some of you are better known around your house as Chicken, Chicken Little, Sausage, Cabbage, Crumpet, Dumpling, Cupcake, Angel Cake, your parents must be starving, Sassafras, Tiny Girlfriend, Spoon Tune, Sir Screams a Lot, Lil Dorkasaurus, Tadpole, Tootsie Roll, Woo Woo, Zipperhead, and last but not least, my little Zamboni. Parents, they just can't help themselves. That's what love will do to you. I think it would be pretty hard for us to imagine, I think it would be impossible for us to imagine God looking down from on high at us, her dear children, and saying, "How's my little pumpkin butt?" And yet, that's exactly how Jesus imagined God. Well, not the pumpkin butt part, but as a parent. Jesus was teaching his followers how to pray in what later became known as the Lord's Prayer. And Jesus referred to God as our Father. Well, as we talked about a few weeks ago in our lesson on joy, in which Jesus taught that joy could be found in the presence of God, the notion of imagining God as a parent, radical. Place yourself in Jesus' world, if you will, whether you worshiped one God, as Jesus and his people, the Jews, did, or whether you worshiped multiple gods, as other religions, or as the Romans did, who ruled the world at that time, God or the gods were someone or something to be feared and appeased. Appeased means to soothe or to calm down, to bring to a state of peace. Now, my elementals know this from our classes, but if your idea of God is this destructive force of nature, the best thing to do is to stay out of its way or do your best to pacify it in some way. What? The gods demand a sacrifice? No problem. Here, take my goat, please. Here's a sheep. Have this one too. Just keep God calm. We don't want another flood. We don't want another Sodom and Gomorrah. Or worse, we don't want to be dragged off by those Babylonians again and have to sing all those sad, sad psalms. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, and there we wept. Oh, God, someone throw another goat on the altar, please. But Jesus reimagines God, not as this vengeful force, but as a loving parent, as a father, as a mother who adores her children. Jesus offers us, in this image of God, everything we see in our parents. Unconditional love. What is that? That basically means you can screw up, even screw up big time, but they're still going to love you. This God offers us care and comfort and concern and home. Today, we celebrate our mothers. It's Mother's Day. And next month will be Father's Day, and we'll celebrate our fathers. But no matter what day of the year it is, we will always be their little schnookums. May we never, ever take their love for granted. And may we live our lives in such a way as to honor our parents every day of the year, not just holidays. And may we always remember that we are also God's children. And may we never take God's love for granted. And may we live our lives in such a way as to honor God every day as well. Happy Mother's Day, you little pumpkin butts. Hey, are you ready to sing Manhattan? I am. We're getting closer and closer to Kids' Day, so let's get started on it. Are you ready? Here we go. You got your music? Good. Summer journeys to Niagara and to other places aggravate all our cares. We'll save our fares. I've a cozy little flat in what is known as Old Manhattan. We'll settle down right here in town. We'll have Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. It's lovely going through the zoo. 2, 3, sing. It's very fancy on Old Delancey Street, you know. The subway charms us so when balmy breezes blow to and fro. And tell me what street compares with Mott Street in July. Sweet push carts gently gliding by. The great big city's a wondrous toy, just made for a girl and boy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. Turn the page for our verse. Now it's early Sunday morning, everyone's asleep and snoring, except me and you. What shall we do? Claude's patisserie is calling, their croissants are our downfalling. But what if your goal is food for your soul? We'll go to Judson and have some fun in Sunday school. It's where the golden rule is cool. 2, 3, sing. We'll read some stories, they're kind of gory, like Sodom and Gomorrah, with lots more blood in store, like Samson or even Noah. Ask Russell Crowe. We'll buy a llama for someone's mama, and then we'll smile as we race baby Moseses down the Nile. Through all these lessons we hope to see just who God might have us be. We'll go to Judson, our Sunday family. Thank you so much. Well, there's nothing like watching a man lick his fingers for 10 minutes to make you appreciate being in quarantine. But it can't be helped. Just so you know, the meeting room these days is like an ice box, and these pages aren't sticky on their own. So I promised you I love you, stinky face. I almost said sticky face. I love you, stinky face. And so let's do it. Let's read I Love You, Stinky Face by Lisa McCourt and Sid Moore. I love you, my wonderful child, said Mama as she tucked me in. But I had a question. Mama, what if I were a big, scary ape? Would you still love me then? If you were a big, scary ape, I would comb your whole hairy self to make sure you didn't have any tangles. And I would make your birthday cake out of bananas, and I would tell you, I love you, my big, scary ape. Can you see the birthday cake with all the bananas on it? But Mama, what if I were a super smelly skunk and I smelled so bad that my name was Stinky Face? Then I would give you a bath and sprinkle you with sweet-smelling powder. And if you still smelled bad, I wouldn't mind, and I would hug you tight and whisper in your ear, I love you, Stinky Face. But Mama, what if I were an alligator with big, sharp teeth that could bite your head off? Then I would buy you a bigger toothbrush for your big teeth and make sure that you brush them every night so they'd stay healthy and strong. And if you had a sore throat, I would stick my head right inside your enormous jaws to make sure you were okay. And I would say, I love you, my ferocious alligator. But Mama, what if I were a terrible meat-eating dinosaur with razor-sharp claws that ripped my sheets to shreds every night while I slept? Can you see his sheets all ripped to shreds? Then I would give you plenty of meat to eat if that is what you liked, and I would sew your sheets back together every day, because after all, ripping them would be an accident. And I would tuck you into your newly mended sheets every night and say, I love you, my sweet, terrible dinosaur. Can you see all those hamburgers over there? Makes me want to be a dinosaur or whatever. But mama, what if I were a swamp creature with slimy, smelly seaweed hanging from my body and I couldn't ever leave the swamp or I would die? Then I would build a house right next to the swamp, and I would stay with you and take care of you always. And when you splashed to the surface, I would say, I love you, my slimy little swamp monster. He's pretty slimy, all right. But Mama, what if I were a green alien from Mars and I ate bugs instead of peanut butter? Then I would dress you in colors that showed off your nice green skin. And I would pack your lunchbox with beetles and spiders and ants and grasshoppers and the tastiest bugs you ever had. And I would pack a note with all the bugs that said, I love you, little greenie, bon appetit. Can you see this sandwich down there with all the worms or icky stuff crawling out of it? Ugh. But Mama, what if I were a cyclops and I had just one big, gigantic eye in the middle of my head? Then I would look right into your gigantic eye and say, I love you, my little cyclops. And I would sing you a lullaby until your one gigantic eyelid got droopier and droopier, and it finally closed, and you fell fast asleep. I love you, Mama, and I love you, my wonderful child. I love you, Stinky Face. Well, we've done it again. We've somehow managed to get through another week of this quarantine isolation nonsense, and we have made it through another episode of Virtual Judson Sunday School. So thank you for hanging out with me this time. Before we do our closing song, I need to announce the winner of last Sunday's Build-A-Bear contest. The winner was Cyrus. A close second was Sebastian, and a close third was Oliver. So thank you to all of you that emailed me about your answer. The word was gratitude. Thank you, Cyrus, and thank you everyone else for playing the game. Cyrus, we'll be sure and get that brand new car into your driveway as soon as possible, okay? Good. Well, it's time to sing our closing song, Be Not So Fearful. I also want to thank, as always, Andre and today Brendan on sound for helping us with this crazy performance / class, whatever it is. Thank you guys for helping today. So, and thank you again for being here. Let's do our song, Be Not So Fearful, Be Not So Frail. There's someone watching you. She will not let you fail. It's a song by Bill Fay and a few extra verses added onto it. So, are you ready? Let's sing. Here we go. Be not so fearful, be not so frail. There's someone watching you, she will not let you fail. Be not so fearful, be not so frail. Be not so fearful, be not so frail. Second verse is, be not so nervous in these perilous times. Someone may look to you in search of the divine. Here we go. Be not so nervous in these perilous times. Someone may look to you in search of the divine. Be not so nervous in these times. Be not so nervous in these times. The next verse is, be of good courage, you will prevail. The wind is quiet now, but soon will fill your sails. You got it? Here we go. Be of good courage, you will prevail. The wind is quiet now, but soon will fill your sails. Be of good courage, you will prevail. Be of good courage, you will prevail. Let's do our first verse again. Be not so fearful. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. There's someone watching you. She will not let you fail. Be not so nervous. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. One last time. Be not so fearful. Be not so frail. Be not so fearful, and have a great week, and I'll see you next time on Virtual Judson Sunday School. Bye.